Every kitchen treasure begins its life as a collection of humble raw iron ore, waiting for a profound transformation to unfold within the walls of this massive factory. These rough, uneven stones are the foundation of our journey, representing the raw potential that lies hidden deep within the earth before it meets the fire of creation. Nature provides the elements, but it takes a vision and heavy machinery to gather these scattered pieces and begin the rebirth of iron into a lasting domestic tool. The rhythmic dance of heavy machinery begins as massive steel buckets lift the weight of the earth and send it traveling toward its first trial of intense heat. Moving steadily forward, the materials are transported across long belts, echoing the industrial heartbeat that drives the start of this long and incredibly rigorous manufacturing process today. From high above, the entire operation looks like a synchronized machine, working tirelessly to convert raw materials into the high-grade metal required for the finest cooking pans available. We descend toward the heart of the facility, where the journey takes a dramatic turn into a world of extreme temperatures and glowing liquid metal energy and power. This is the point of no return for the iron ore, as it enters a chamber designed to break down its solid form and prepare it for rebirth. Inside the high-frequency furnace, temperatures soar to over 1500 degrees Celsius, where blue and purple flames signal the beginning of a complete and total molecular change. The solid iron surrenders its form, turning into a glowing liquid that bubbles and churns, ready to be shaped by the will of the craftsmen and the machines. This sea of liquid fire represents the peak of the transformation, where impurities are burned away and the essence of the iron is prepared for its new life. Human expertise meets industrial power as the master melter checks the consistency of the liquid gang, ensuring the molten metal has reached the perfect state for pouring today. Experience and intuition guide every step, as the artisan watches for subtle changes in the metal's behavior that indicate it is finally ready for the next crucial stage. The air crackles with energy as a shower of sparks announces the movement of the metal, creating a spectacular display of industrial beauty in the heart of the mill. Precision is key, so a robotic arm steps in to take a sample, ensuring that the chemical makeup of our iron meets the most stringent standards for durability. In the control room, every element is quantified, with advanced sensors measuring the exact proportions of carbon and silicon required for a pan that lasts for many generations. We leave nothing to chance, using modern technology to guarantee that every single drop of molten metal possesses the strength and longevity that our customers expect from us. The furnace bows, releasing a powerful river of liquid sun into the waiting ladle, a moment of pure industrial power that marks the transition into the shaping phase. As the ladle fills, the heat becomes palpable, distorting the air like a desert mirage while the metal prepares to find its new home in the sand molds. Observe the viscous flow of the iron, a heavy and glowing stream that carries with it the energy of the furnace and the promise of a superior product. Suspended high above the floor, the ladle moves with grace across the factory, carrying the liquid soul of the iron to where its final shape will be born. The movement stops at the precise location, a moment of tension as the liquid metal hovers over the molds, waiting for the command to begin the pouring process. Every detail matters. Even the smallest droplet on the rim of the ladle tells a story of the extreme conditions and the incredible power of the melting stage. Enter the world of precision molding, where the disomatic system begins its rhythmic cycle to create the perfect sand environments for our future cast iron pans today. The sand used here is special, a fine and moist mixture designed to hold its shape under pressure while allowing the iron to breathe during the cooling process. Under immense pressure, the sand is transformed into a solid block, imprinted with the exact design of the pan, capturing every curve and detail of the master pattern. As the mold opens, we see the ghostly image of the pan etched into the sand, a perfect negative space that will soon be filled with liquid metal fire. Handcrafting remains essential as a worker applies coal powder, creating a protective barrier that ensures the iron surface will be smooth and free from sand inclusions later. This delicate touch ensures that even the most intricate parts of the handle are perfectly prepared, blending the power of the machine with the finesse of human hands. The mold is now a work of art in itself, a fragile yet strong vessel ready to contain the intense heat and weight of the molten iron flow. In slow motion, the two halves meet in a perfect embrace, sealing the void and creating the final chamber where the liquid iron will take its permanent shape. Alignment is critical for a perfect product, as mechanical pins ensure that the two halves are perfectly centered, preventing any unwanted ridges or imperfections on the casting. A continuous parade of molds moves forward, a testament to the efficiency of modern manufacturing where hundreds of pans can be birthed in a single production shift. Electronic eyes watch over the line, ensuring that every mold is positioned correctly for the high-temperature drama that is about to take place in the pouring zone. The line slows as the molds reach their destination, vibrating with the energy of the factory as they wait for the liquid iron to fill their empty cores. These small vents are vital for quality, allowing hot air to escape so that the iron can fill the mold completely without any air bubbles or defects. Human vigilance never stops, as a technician ensures that the pouring mouth is perfectly clear, preventing any contamination from entering the heart of the future cookware. The stage is set and the molds are ready, standing in silent rows as they prepare to receive the fiery lifeblood of the factory's iron furnace. The moment of truth arrives as the ladle tilts, sending a stream of molten fire toward the sand mold, beginning the most critical step in the process. With a steady flow, the liquid iron enters the mold, lashing against the sand as it rushes to fill every corner of the pan's design with heat. Observe the intense radiance of the metal, a liquid that holds the energy of 1,000 degrees, flowing smoothly to create a bond between metal and sand. A rain of sparks accompanies the pour, a beautiful side effect of the incredible energy required to shape iron into a durable piece of high-quality kitchen equipment. As the iron fills the space, white smoke billows from the vents, signaling that the liquid metal has successfully displaced the air inside the mold cavity today. The atmosphere of the factory floor becomes ethereal, filled with a mist of steam and smoke that speaks of the raw power of the industrial casting process. Efficiency is paramount, and the pouring machine moves with robotic precision from one mold to the next, maintaining the rhythm of the entire production line's heartbeat. The frantic movement of the liquid begins to settle as the iron starts the slow process of cooling, transitioning from a fluid state back into a solid. The sheer heat radiating from the molds distorts the air itself, a reminder of the massive thermal energy now trapped within the sand, shaping the new iron. Now, the molds enter a period of quiet cooling, traveling through a tunnel where the iron can slowly stabilize and achieve its final, incredibly strong crystal structure. The heat of the iron has baked the sand to a crisp, and as the molds emerge, the transformation of liquid fire to solid metal is nearly complete. The first signs of the pan appear as the sand begins to crack, revealing the dark solid form that has been birthed in the heat of the mold. The rhythmic vibration of the line helps to shed the outer layer of sand, a necessary step in freeing the iron pans from their temporary sand cocoons today. A cooling mist helps manage the temperature, creating clouds of steam that dance around the machines as the pans prepare for their debut into the factory air. The casting stage concludes as the last mold moves toward the shakeout, ending the fire-filled chapter and beginning the process of cleaning and refining the raw iron. The shakeout begins, a violent yet necessary vibration that shatters the sand molds, allowing the newborn cast iron pans to emerge from their dark and dusty shells. The sand falls away, leaving behind the raw, unrefined shapes of our skillets, still warm from the furnace and carrying the rugged texture of the mold itself. At this stage, the pan is a rough diamond, showing the raw strength of the iron but lacking the smooth finish that makes it a kitchen beauty. Every pan is inspected early on, as we ensure that only the most perfect castings proceed to the cleaning and finishing stages of our rigorous production line. To achieve a clean surface, the pans enter the sandblasting chamber, where high-pressure streams of abrasive material strip away the remaining sand and the dark oxidation layer. The transformation is immediate, as the dark, crusty surface is polished away, revealing the clean, silver-grey metal that lies beneath the rough exterior of the casting today. Out of the blast, the pans emerge transformed, possessing a uniform matte finish that is the perfect canvas for the protective seasoning that will follow very soon. This unique texture is essential, as it will help the seasoning oil bond to the metal, creating the natural non-stick surface that chefs around the world love. Skill and precision come back into play as an artisan grinds away the parting lines, ensuring that every edge of the pan is smooth and comfortable to hold. The sparks fly as the rough bavia is removed, a process that requires a steady hand and a keen eye to achieve the perfect balance and feel. The rim is polished to a smooth finish, preventing any sharp edges and making the pan a joy to use in the busy environment of a home kitchen. This manual finishing step is what sets our pans apart, ensuring that the industrial process is refined by the care and attention of a human master craftsman. A final check of the surface is conducted, as we ensure that the interior of the pan is flawless and ready for its first layer of protection. Uniform and clean, the batch of pans moves forward, leaving the dust and sparks of the cleaning room behind for the final and most beautiful transformation of all. In the bright light of the inspection zone, the raw iron shines with a silver glow, a pure state that will soon be sealed in a black patina. The pans take to the air, hanging on hooks as they begin their journey through the seasoning process, where oil and heat will create their famous black finish. Inside the booth, a fine mist of pure vegetable oil coats every surface, ensuring that the iron is completely protected from the elements and ready for cooking. The oil clings to the microscopic pores of the iron, a vital bond that will be forged in the heat of the oven to create a natural surface. Now, they enter the heat once again, but this time it is a controlled bake that will polymerize the oil and create the legendary cast iron patina. Under the steady heat, the oil undergoes a chemical change, bonding with the iron to form a hard, black, and naturally non-stick layer that only improves with age. Watch as the color deepens, a visual sign that the seasoning is taking hold, turning the raw iron into a finished piece of professional-grade kitchen equipment today. This process uses no chemicals or artificial coatings, relying only on the power of heat and oil to create a safe and durable cooking surface for everyone. They emerge from the heat transformed, wearing a deep black coat that is both a protective barrier and the secret to the pan's incredible cooking performance. Each batch is tested for quality, ensuring that the seasoning is perfectly applied and that the pan is ready to handle the highest heat of your stove. The water test reveals the quality of the seasoning as droplets dance across the surface in a beautiful display of the Leidenfrost effect on our non-stick iron. Perfect results every time, as the natural oil coating repels moisture and prepares the pan for a lifetime of searing steaks and frying eggs without any sticking. A final touch of oil is added, a protective layer that ensures your pan arrives in perfect condition, ready to be used the moment it enters your home. Stacked and ready, these pans represent the culmination of hours of intense heat, precise engineering, and the dedicated skill of our entire factory team's hard work. The light catches the curves of the iron, revealing a surface that is both rugged and refined, a tool built to last for 100 years or more. They cool slowly, settling into their final state, a group of identical beauties that started as simple rocks and are now the pride of the foundry floor. The final mark of quality is applied as our logo is etched into the iron, a signature of excellence and a promise of enduring kitchen performance for you. With the seal of approval, this pan is officially ready to leave the factory and begin its true purpose in the hands of a passionate home cook. Carefully packaged, the pan is protected for its journey to your kitchen, where it will transition from an industrial product to a cherished family heirloom for generations. The journey from the earth to the hearth is complete, as the pan finds its new home in a kitchen filled with the promise of delicious family meals. It meets the fire once again, but this time in a dance of flavors. So as the iron's incredible heat retention prepares to sear a perfect juicy piece of meat, listen to that sizzle, the sound of the iron working its magic, creating a crust that only a high-quality cast iron pan can achieve in a home kitchen.
Here we go.
The journey of the iron ore ends here, transformed into a beauty that nourishes families and carries the legacy of quality from our factory to your table.